let's welcome in our next guest. He's come at a very good time. It's Matt from the Red, White, and Buffalo Blues. How you doing, man?
I'm not too bad. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Delighted that you're here. So, to kick us off, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us a bit about you and your relationship with the Buffalo Bills?
I host the Red White Buffalo Blues podcast. I also run the UK Bills backers chapter. For me, it started back in '99, just after the game that I'm never going to mention again. It was more of a fleeting bit for the time, and then over the time, it started to get a bit more, develop a bit more. And come my uni time, it just clicked. It went from there, and it's gone upwards ever since, to be honest.
Fantastic. So obviously Buffalo did very well last year. You were, I would say, my second team, and the guys know how much I raved about Josh Allen. He was my pick in most of my fantasy teams. The dual threat aspect of him, I thought, made his floor very high, but he actually elevated, I think, for a lot of people where his ceiling is. How do you think you did? Where do you think you're going to be going next year?
The only way really is up with Josh. I mean, the first season obviously he came in Wyoming, not big school, so people were thinking he's going to be a bust, all that. But the way that Bean and McDermott really put the pieces around him, actually started building around him. You've got with him, you know what they can do, you know how they can play. You get that veteran leadership in there. You get those pieces bit by bit, and the way they've built it up. So doing first year, I believe they started with the offensive weapons. Second year, they started with then went with the offensive line. And obviously, third year, it's just exploded the way that the Bulls just really brought in that playbook, simplified it, and played to his strengths. And from going on forward, it's the only way is up. And I can see him being one of the top quarterbacks in the next few years, and actually being constantly in the MVP race.
Yeah, the Diggs trade was just, I mean, that was just such a masterstroke, I thought, and there was a bit of, like sometimes you get with trades, there was a bit of they shouldn't have done it. The Vikings have had them over a barrel, but I mean, what a move that's been for you.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when you look at it and what we gave up, a fourth in last year's draft and the first, that would have got us up to pretty much like 17 or 18th in that draft. And most of the wide receivers or the top wide receivers in there were already off the board. So for what we've got, and I love Jefferson, what Vikings got at our pick for it, but what we've got in Diggs was someone that's NFL ready, has been NFL for 5 years, always been 1,000-yard receptions, receiving yards, and just able to come in straight away. And obviously, if we had a rookie there, there'd be a few teething issues, a few timing issues, him having to acclimatize. So, in essence, I was happy that they made that move, and for what they gave up for him, it's pretty much a bargain. Both teams have got good wide receivers out of it.
Yeah, I think Jefferson was the fourth wide receiver.
Yeah.
Behind Judy, CeeDee Lamb, and Ruggs.
Yeah.
So I mean, they picked the best one. So yeah, they got good value for the pick. But I mean, it's just it just seems to have taken the whole Buffalo offense up a notch.
Yeah, I think it also helped that obviously we had that safety net underneath in Cole Beasley. I think he was probably the most underrated signing they made, because this year he's had his career year. He nearly got 1,000 yards. He's been that safety blanket and just been that go-to guy that if anything's open, and with his route running and scrambling ability of Allen, he's always in the right position to take it.
The pick is in for Carolina, and it is J.C. Horn.
Wow.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I told you he'd go cornerback one.
You did, Ant.
Flipping heck, though. Horn over Surtain, and I can't fathom that. I can't. What? Okay.
Our mock draft board we've done so badly on it, Matt.
Horn's the better all-round guy out the two of them.
That's amazing. Sorry, that's derailed it a bit.
think
Where
that's-
would you say the Buffalo holes are in your roster? Where are you looking to pick?
To be honest, we haven't got glaring needs. I mean, with us, it's you're looking at cornerback, edge, and potentially running back. Or people right towards the end have actually said running back. I'm on board with getting an Etienne there, but I think edge and cornerback are probably the main needs in round one. But sneaky needs are, and you'll be surprised, some people, wide receiver and defensive tackle. Defensive tackle, especially the one tech, is a really sneaky need. But we've got Sanders and Beasley getting on in age. Davis, obviously, coming into a second year. Don't know about Hodgins yet. So wide receiver, you can look to see them actually getting one of those in rounds 2 or 3 itself. If we don't trade back and get a couple of get a fourth or something for trading back from 30.
Is there someone specifically in those
feel
roles
they
that you're
need-
kind of targeting in those later rounds that you've kind of fallen in love with when you're doing your mock drafts?
Me, if it's defensive tackle, it's going to be either McNeil or Bobby Brown third. I think those two are my favourites on there. Wide receivers, I mean, I love myself some Terrence Marshall Jr. I think he'll if he's up there, maybe we trade back for him if they felt like that. But I think ideally I've been looking at Fairley if he drops, which is more likely he will. But I've also recently, I say, been on the board for Etienne. I mean, we haven't got, I say, major needs, so have a running back that can give you that little bit extra that Singletary and Moss don't give us, and actually just add another offensive weapon for Allen and that offense.
I think you've got to bear in mind that you're going to be probably, I think the Bills are going to be competing at the, in the playoffs, and they're going to be up against Mahomes, for probably the next 5 years. So that corner position and
oh yeah, definitely.
Like pass rush is kind of like you saw what the Bucks did with pass rush against Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean it's I can see the Bills actually double dipping at cornerback. I mean, my ultimate favorite, the cornerback, if we don't get one in round one, the one I will pound the table for will be Melifonwu or Trill Williams. Those two, the Syracuse boys, are probably the ones that I would bang the table. I would actually jump out the first from my top floor just to actually get them, and through a table to actually get them, to be honest. So they're really my targets, cornerback wise, and edge. It's almost a luck game. I mean, we've got Barda who can rush, who's come on, can flip inside if needs be, but it's at the moment it's luck, and whatever Bean does, everyone trusts him and knows what he can do, and it's obviously where the scouts, especially in this year, actually earn their money.
Looking at the mocks that we've done at Roar of the Lions, like Jason Ove has been mocked a couple of times. See who else? JOK, the linebacker, Jalen Phillips. So quite a few people are mocking an edge.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a JOK on there, because I mean he can play, say, linebacker. He has that safety ability and coverage ability. They can be what McDermott had in Carolina with Shaq Thompson, that big nickel role. So if JOK fell there as well, there are 3 prospects there that I would just bang the table, drop the hat to actually for them to actually get at 30.
Give us a flavour on your favourite moment as a fan of the Bills.
It'd probably be when we broke the playoff drought. I think that game where it just had to come down to Dalton and Boyd, and then after that the outwell of support for their charities by Bills fans, it just skyrocketed on there. That has to probably be the best one of the best moments. And the other one would be, I think I could say 2. the other one is Carl Williams on one of his last games, actually getting a rushing touchdown right at the end for a brilliant servant for the Bills itself. So they'll probably have to be the two in that playoff year.
Fantastic. Trill Williams, someone that you just mentioned before. I was going to say something and then it slipped my mind, but Trill Williams is someone I listened to an interview of his on 2-for-1 Drafts, which is a podcast I like to keep up with from PFF, and he was really impressive just on the way he carries himself, what he does to kind of grind in terms of he knows that he is not the best corner out there, so he has to work especially hard trying to figure out traits and little kind of edges to get somewhere, and I think that's going to translate you really, really well into the pros.
I think with McDermott, what McDermott likes is versatility in his picks. I mean, the offensive line we pick up, some can actually play guard, some play actually center. We've got defensive ends that can kick inside. He picked up Jefferson last year before cutting him. Interchangeable cornerbacks with safeties. Versatility is really what McDermott likes, and the likes of Williams, the likes of Melifonwu, Huffanenga, another one that has that flexibility, JOK, the flexibility that can fit into different schemes and be that chess piece is what really McDermott craves. And if any of those actually fall to our laps in any of the rounds, you could see them picking that up in a heartbeat with those guys.
Yeah.
Denver's picks in, so they're not trading.
I'm so surprised. Fields is just dropping like a stone. Unless they pick Fields. They could pick Fields.
Makes the most sense, I'd say.
They're going to get a tackle.
Tackle?
I think they're going to tackle.
We have Rashawn Slater. It's still there, isn't it?
What did I put? I did one. I had him. Oh no, I actually had him going Surtain in my one.
I think Surtain's potentially the pick here. I can't believe that Horn was the first one off the board. I know that
Carolina's a good corner.
I know that Horn is a really, really good player, but if you went back 3 weeks, he was going in the 20s, maybe the bottom of the first. To rise that high into the top 10s, an amazing.
He played for South Carolina, though, didn't he? So that could be a
It's his home. Yeah,
Surtain.
it's where it's college.
Surtain.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow. Okay. So Fields has fallen to
Fields
10.
and Jones are tanking.
Could
And no
Dallas
Smith
trade
yet.
back? Could
No
Dallas
Smith
trade
yet.
back? They need. Oh, they all need picks. It's so
I think
stupid.
my mocks actually got done after the Dolphins pick. Well, after the 49ers, I had Jones over Lance.
And Matt, in terms of the AFC East, who in the current sort of draft crop do you not want to be seeing facing you next season? Are there any players that you just don't want to see at Miami or the Patriots?
To be honest, no. I think what they've done, what each of their teams have done in the off season has improved them. I think it's going to be a Bills Dolphins. We're going to fight out for the next couple of years. I think Patriots are probably going to be and obviously the Jets are in like a rebuild mode. So it's going to be Miami and thing. I'm just glad that Chase and Pitts are already gone. I think if anything, those would probably be the two that I would have been more afraid of with it, especially with our ability to actually our inability to cover the tight ends recently. Pitts came to Dolphins. I think him and Gesicki would actually tear us a new one, to be honest.
Any thoughts on the draft in general in terms of things that have been mocked and you just don't see it, or you're kind of locked into a pick for a particular team that no one else is thinking?
To be honest, I actually thought Dolphins would have actually taken Sewell, to be honest. I didn't expect him to get Waddle. I actually had Waddle picked to you guys, actually.
I had the two picks the other way around as well.
I had I had Chase. I did Chase to Bengals. I knew that was going to happen on there. I think next one I did have Horn going to the Cowboys and Smith to Giants and then Pay to the Eagles. The next few, but that's probably the Cowboys probably choose different now. But no, there probably will be a fair few surprises. I mean, this year with no in-person visits, no in-person workouts, and all that, it's really, can you trust the tape and trust your scouts really? And this is what I say, where the players and the scouts will actually earn their money. To be honest.
So where do Dallas go? They need defense badly. The best defensive player on the board, according to the consensus board, is Quitty Pay.
Farley.
Farley, but the injury
Farley.
concerns.
ESPN has Jock as the best fit.
Parsons.
Parsons, yeah.
They need a corner. I think you have to. Take
I think it'll be Parsons. They've just lost Sean Lee. He's retired, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I think Parsons could be the pick there.
To be fair, Sean Lee retired about 5 years ago, didn't he? He's literally not played at all.
Brutal.
You might not be aware of the Detroit Lions beat writer for the Detroit Free Press, a guy called Carlos Monarez.
Oh, don't mention his name.
But he has just tweeted the Detroit Lions grade for picking Penei Sewell, D.
Oh, fuck off, Carlos.
He's like a real clickbait merchant.
Oh, it was like Mike Rodak for us before he actually before he went. But yeah, no, I think Sewell to you guys probably is good, because obviously you've got to keep Goff upright, all that. Obviously you have lost weapons on there, but again in the second round you get Terrence Marshall Jr. if he falls. There are decent wide receivers in the second round.
Cowboys trading.
Yeah,
Cowboys
Shepard's
trading.
tweeted they're trading.
With Philly. What?
What?
Ooh.
That's 2 spots. Oh God, are they going to go quarterback?
Are they going quarterback?
Yeah, they're not sold on Hurts.
They're going just
They're
in
going
Fields,
just in
aren't they?
Fields.
Yeah.
They're taking Fields.
Wow.
Jalen Hurts
Exactly.
is crapping himself.
Why would they trade with someone in their own division?
Because they've probably rinsed them for it.
Uh,
It wouldn't surprise me
God, I
if they've
wonder how
given
much
up a
that
bit.
costs to trade in division.
It will have cost a bit.
Would you want
Wow.
to trade with the Bears? I mean, you'd feel so dirty and wrong.
Oh no, if the Bears got Fields, someone take Fields before the Bears get him.
It could be Smith,
think-
actually. It could be Smith.
Why would they do that though?
Because they think
don't-
that Smith will go 11.
To the Giants need a linebacker. The Giants don't need a receiver.
The Giants have always been mocked receivers, though.
They need edge, they need linebacker, they need corner before then.
Welcome to our world of draft confusion.
oh no, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Ooh, 12th in the third round for the 10th.
Third round.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's
at
not
all.
bad for both
That's
sides.
not all.
Yeah.
Okay. Has it got to be Fields or could it be Smith?
It's got to be Fields. But no, I mean,
Smith was falling there, so it's got to be Fields. Smith was going to be there anyway.
the Eagles are desperate for a wide receiver.
If they pick a quarterback, that is a terrible decision, I think, because that is really shitting on Jalen Hurts.
I don't care about shitting on Jalen Hurts. He's not the answer. I just
Yeah.
don't think he can carry them to it. I think cutting your losses quickly is a good idea. I'm on board for this.
They've not
It
really
is-
given him much of a chance, to be fair.
They haven't
I
really.
could think they're going defense. I could think they could go defense. If anything, if you want a wild card in there,
You think they could go Parsons?
I think
They'd
I
have
said I mocked him to pay to them.
They'd
Oh.
have to
Think-
leapfrog the Giants to get Parsons. That makes sense, actually, if they wanted him. Because I think the Giants are the first pressure point for him.
God. Well, it's not going to be Smith. Don't know. They're going wide receiver. It's either going to be quarterback or a defensive player.
The only defensive player that would make sense at this point surely is Parsons.
Uh,
I don't know, it's too high for pay for me with his college production not being up to much, really.
then again, you saw it with the Raiders a couple of years ago with was it
Cleveland Farrell?
Farrell. Obviously, he got taken higher than
Yeah, he
than
was-
expected on the
I think he was third or fourth pick.
4th, I believe.
He
Yeah.
was fourth.
Unbelievable
He was
pick
fourth.
that was. I was so laughing so hard. Oh, come on, hanging on for this now. Surely they
it's like
traded with
that.
someone in mind.
Down to like 25 seconds.
That's ruined the mock again. That's another
Has anyone
pick
ever
ruined.
traded with someone before and then run out of time and missed their pick?
I think the Vikings did it a few seasons ago. I'm sure
Ryan,
the
have any
Vikings
of
did
us
it.
Have any of us landed a pick since like 5
Yeah,
or
I got
six?
Surtain to Denver,
Ugh.
so I am flying the flag.
Rappaport thinks he's trying to give out maybe a tackle.
Since pick 5, there's been one correct answer, and that's me out of all the picks.
Hang on, they're not taking Darasaur here, surely.
Oh
Oh
god.
god,
I think
that'd be
I-
a reach. That'd be a reach. Unless they go Vera Tucker.
I think they might go Slater.
Oh, Slater, yes. of
Oh yeah, he's
course.
on the board, isn't he?
I expected him to be gone by now.
When's we had
The pick is in, at least.
The agonising 10-hour wait.
I can't believe that Manares has given the Lions a grade D for picking Penisal. He's such a dickhead.
Broncos.
Everyone knows it
Broncos
too.
go
Like, no
corner,
one's going to bite at that.
Panthers
They're
go
just going to look at it and
corner.
think you're a tit.
Dallas have changed. Fucking
I'll give it a
hell.
solid probably B+, to be honest. The Lions pick.
Lions
plus.
pick.
Bordering an A minus.
Yeah, we just wonder whether we could trade back and still like maybe get Slater at 10 or 12 or something. But there's been less trading than we all thought. We all thought there'd be, maybe 4 or 6 or 8 would be traded.
Yeah.
Ashley's just said that the pick is Smith.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh.
wow. Wow. They did
That's
not need
just
to
like-
make
So they
did
must
not
have
need to
they
make
must have
that
been
trade.
sold that the Giants are going to pick him.
Giants
Well,
will go
The
Parsons
Slim
now.
Reaper is an eagle.
Wow.
Well, I
Unbelievable.
got that's 2 points for me.
Matt, I think this is going to bring it to the end of our time with you. Our
Yeah.
Nexus is coming on now, so thank you so
That's
much
all
for
right.
coming on. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
Yeah, if
In
you ever
terms
do
of-
want,
Sorry.
if you ever do want to actually follow us or listen to us, obviously you've got us on Twitter at UK_Bills and at RWBB_podcast. If you ever want to actually to just even chat, send us messages or anything like that, have a bit of banter with the pick. So look us up on there, and I say thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate your time.
And good
No
luck
problem.
good luck next season because we all
You
hate
too.
the Patriots.
Yep.
Good
Take
stuff.
it easy, guys. Have a good one.
Cheers, Matt.
Cheers. Take care.
Like,